welcome back to Easy Off Grid. It is Monday, January 11th, 2021. It's just after 8 a.m. and it is 22 degrees. A little chilly out here, but get out in the sun, it's not too bad. However, it is a little breezy, which is not helping. All right, it's been a couple of months, I think, since I put out a video. I did come up here in December, brought the little Ranger up, and I had left my flatbed trailer here. So I came up, got it. All right, sorry about that, guys. It's let's see, that was it's 9, 10, 11:30. So it's been about 3.5 hours. My battery died. Mistake I made was I left my camera gear in the pickup overnight, and it killed my batteries. So they have been charging. In the meantime, I took Sadie for a walk and did a couple other things around here. On a side note, about 20 minutes ago, a large bobcat out back behind the trailer, saw it through the window, walked by. Hope it's gone now. I hope it didn't stick around because it was a big bobcat. He walked right over there, right back behind that tree right there, and then kept going that way. It's probably the biggest bobcat, I think. No, it absolutely is the biggest bobcat I've ever seen. No tail, short ears, interesting color on it. Just a little smaller than her. That's how big it was. It was huge. First time I've ever seen one of those up here. Heard about them. Neighbors have talked about them. Talked about mountain lions, bobcats, blah, blah, blah. I haven't seen them. That was the first one. It was a big one. Hopefully it's gone because it would kill her and probably tear me up too. So anyhow, as I was saying a few hours ago before my batteries died, brought the Ranger up here in December, mid-December, I guess, I had to bring a couple things up here, and I wanted to come pick up my trailer and take it back home because there's something I had to load up on it that wouldn't fit in the back of the Ranger. And then I wanted to stop off in town on the way up here and fill up my water tank. So that's what we did. Got a full tank of water back here, nice and blue. And then we got a nice little treat inside there, which is why I needed the trailer. But before all that, I've been having some issues with my Ranger. For those of you who've been following my channel for a while now, I had the clutch rebuilt on it a year ago in September. So I was literally on my way up here after work one morning, and my clutch went out in the Ranger, again, about a year ago in September. And I couldn't come up here. And nearly $2,000 later, I got the clutch fixed, and it worked pretty good. But I've been having issues with it in the last few months. And it's only when I'm towing. And for the most part, it's when I'm towing up here. We're 6,000 feet higher than where I live in the city up here. And I have to take Interstate 40. I don't have to, but I typically do. It's quicker to go that route. But there's a lot of hills, a lot of really steep, long hills on I-40 coming up here. And it's not a straight shot. You go up for a while, and then you'll go back down for a while, and then back up. So you're climbing hills constantly. Climbing hills, going down hills. Anyways, and I typically tow a decent amount of weight coming up here because, I'm constantly bringing stuff up here. Well, the 4-liter 4x4 Ranger has been a good little truck, but it just can't handle that constant uphill towing with all the weight that I've been putting on it. Just not what it was designed for. It works great when you're not towing anything. But anyways, it's been taking a toll on the Ranger. And when I brought the Ranger up here last month just to pick up the trailer and take it home, the trailer was empty. It was, for the most part, I mean, it had that water tank in it, but the water tank was empty. And by the time I got home, I was already having issues with my clutch again. What's happening is my transmission's getting too hot. It's heating up the fluid and it's causing issues with my clutch. So I can't really use my Ranger for what I need to do up here anymore. And again, if you've been following my channel long enough, you know that I started out here with a Nissan Titan, which was a great truck. I love them. But I had a bunch of issues with it, and I ended up trading it in. As some of you know, I had bought a brand new 2017 Super Duty, beautiful truck, with the 6.7 diesel Power Stroke. It was an amazing truck, more than I needed, and I had it for a couple of years, and I didn't end up using it as much as I thought I was going to, as far as the heavy hauls up here. And it mostly just sat in my driveway, and it only got used for the most part when I drove up here, which, you know, is not very often. And I wasn't towing heavy loads with it, so it was quite an expense to try to justify keeping when I really wasn't using it for the reasons I bought it for. So I ended up selling it, and then that's when I bought the Ranger. Well, I bought the Ranger just before that, but about the same time frame. Anyways, fast forward to now. Again, the Ranger's not really able to do what I need it to do as far as towing, but it's still a great truck. It doesn't have really high miles on it. It's a great little truck. Good. It's really good off-road in the mud and the snow. So we're keeping it, and we're gonna give it to my younger son. He just he turned 16 in September, and he's kind of been eyeballing that truck, so I'm just gonna give it to him. And I ended up picking up a new truck. I think it's gonna serve my needs well for the interim until I go out and buy another heavy-duty pickup. But what we ended up getting is a 2020 F-150 4x4 with the 3.5 EcoBoost. That truck is insane. My wife has a 2014, basically same truck, just two-wheel drive. And that's been a really great truck with the EcoBoost. Lots of power. Does okay on gas. Very comfortable, good suspension. But her truck isn't four-wheel drive. If her truck was four-wheel drive, I probably would have tried to convince her to just let me have that, and we would have got her something else. But it wasn't, so I looked around for used vehicles for, I don't know, a couple weeks, because I wasn't trying to buy a new truck right now. But I guess the used vehicle market right now is really hot. I guess with everything going on, and I don't know. It's hard to find them. Hard to find a good used 4x4 truck. So I was not having very good luck with it. I didn't want something like really old with a lot of miles on it, just a few years old, 2-3 years old, and you just couldn't find them. And if you did find them, they were marking them up pretty high because they're in such high demand right now. So I figured if I was going to spend that kind of money on a used truck, I might as well spend a little bit more and just get something new that I know. You know, I know the track record of it and what's been done with it and whatnot. So that's why I picked it up. And I got a little bit of a discount on it because of the fact that the dealership that I went to, well, pretty much all the dealerships, they have a massive surplus of 2020 vehicles. And when I bought it a few weeks ago, literally like a couple days before Christmas. You know, they're kind of in the crunch right now because they want to start selling 21s, but they have, you know, 30, 40, 50, 60 of these things sitting on their lots, and people aren't buying them because of everything that's going on right now. So I was able to get a good deal on it, I think. Still way more money than I wanted to spend on a truck, but it is what it is. So this truck has an insane amount of torque and pretty decent horsepower. 375 horses and 470 pound-feet of torque. It's way more than what I need right now. It's insane, but so far I like it. The tires suck, and of course it's lower in the front than it is in the rear, like all the manufacturers are doing with these trucks, and I hate it. So I'm gonna end up putting 2-inch spacers in there and getting some real tires, not these little wimpy straight tires. But anyways, super happy with it. The interior on it is pretty much almost identical to the interior that was in my Super Duty, other than this is an XLT and my Super Duty was a Lariat, so it doesn't have leather, and a couple other, bells and whistles and whatnot. But for the most part, it's the same truck on the inside. So anyways, that's what we did with the truck situation right now, and I'm gonna probably keep this for, I don't know, 4 years or so. Until I got all my ducks in a row, and then I'll go out and buy another, probably another Super Duty. So anyways, man, I hope that bobcat is gone. That thing was a beast. He's probably hungry. I don't know. Man, it's so windy up here. Hopefully this new camera setup, I've had for a while now. Hopefully it's able to pick up the audio pretty good. All right, so I don't know. Remember what I did in my last video? I think it was in November. I think those were painted in November. I don't remember. Anyways, I'm gonna offload some water into this tank. I still don't have running water in the trailer because I haven't gone under there and messed with that tank yet. So I'm just using water out of here as I need it inside with a temporary, water container. This is a wood stove. It's a little dusty from coming up here. Picked that up at Tractor Supply. I ordered it online. I got it, let's see, I placed the order, I think just after Thanksgiving. And I had it in 6 days. It's been sitting at my house in my garage for, I don't know, month and a half, whatever. I couldn't fit that in the Ranger because the Ranger has the little camper shell on top, and it was literally 3/4 of an inch. That thing was 3/4 of an inch too tall to fit in there. So had to wait and take the trailer home, put it in the trailer. That little wood stove it's a nice little unit with a glass door on it. It's not cast iron, it's plate steel. It's got a blower, it's got all the EPA BS on it, so it's a great little stove. I got it on sale. Had I bought it a week earlier when I was really getting ready to click the button to buy, it would have cost me an extra $140 or so. But because I waited about a week, they had dropped the price on them temporarily, and that's when I ordered it. So I got a pretty good deal on it. It's way overkill for this little building right here. Way overkill. Even when I put the addition on over here and add basically double the space, that's still going to be way overkill for this space, which is good. It's better to have more stove than not enough. So that'll get installed, I think. I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but I'm going to be up here in March for a couple of weeks. I got a little vacay going on then, so I'll install the stove then, and I'll be able to start coming out here and staying in this thing in the winter, which will be really nice. Really, really nice. I want to get out of that trailer. I'm really tired of being in there. So anyways, what are you doing, girl? She's so fat. Look at you. You're just a big pile of mush. You're such a good doggy. Oh, look at you. Anyways. Got some friends up right now. He's got property just at the base of that mountain right there, that old volcano. He's right at the bottom of it. A little bit higher up than we are. He's out working on his homestead, getting it built up, doing lots of cool things over there. And I think because of recent events, he's in more of a hurry now than ever to get things going over there, which is a good idea, I think. I think so. What's going on right now is not cool. No matter how you look at it, no matter where you stand, it's not cool at all. So I don't like the way things are looking right now, and seems like I don't know, just it's blatant how organizations are willing to take people's freedoms away. It's unbelievable. These are unprecedented times. Never thought I would see them, and here we are. So it's a good idea to have yourself a little insurance policy in case things, well, you know, shit hit the fan, got to bug out. So that's what we do. That's what we do up here. We plan for the worst and hope for the best. Anyways, been trying to wait for it to warm up out here. So like I said, it's 3 hours later. I think we're sitting right around 33 degrees now, but it's super windy, which is still making it a little chilly out here. But I think it's warm enough that I can start pumping that water into the tank, and my hoses hopefully won't freeze while I'm doing it. Just a little update real quick on the trees. I'm not going to take you over there, but my big pine trees that I had growing over there, yeah, they're dead. The little one that I planted most recently, the one that I keep calling a survivor, still alive. Doesn't look good, but it's still alive. And then the other two Jeffrey pines that I planted way over there, they look the same. They're just fine. We are in a major drought right now. There has been practically zero moisture here. In fact, the last 2 years, I would say, just terrible. I've been hearing reports that this is the worst drought on record for this area. So everything is really struggling out here. Even these well-established junipers are very dry. So anything that I plant out here right now, it's just not, the root system's just not established enough to survive out here with the lack of moisture, and just not gonna work out right now. And I'm not ready to put in a watering system, which I will do in the future. I'm just not ready to do it right now. But that's the only way I can get anything to stay alive up here, is if I put in a watering system, which I can do, but I'm just not in the position to do it quite yet. So I'm going to stop spending the money on trees, because they're just not going to work out right now until we get our rain back. So I don't know when that's going to be. Hopefully this year, hopefully this spring, it just unleashes like it did when I bought this place. Yeah, it was ridiculous when I bought this place in 2015. There was so much rain and snow. But at the time I bought it, it was just rain, May. All summer it rained constantly. I mean, it was a mess up here, but everything was just loving it. So hopefully we get back to some of that up here. I think we're just in a bit of a phase. You know, it'll work its way out and get back to normal around here. Anyways, I think my friends that are over there under that mountain are gonna come over here later. possibly, and do some barbecue and enjoy some refreshments. But yeah, that's about what's going on right now. That's about it. Family's still doing good. My wife is still doing good, cancer free. So everything's good. Kids are good. One of my kids finally moved out of the house, so it's kind of weird being kind of a partial empty nester. I guess it's not really an empty nester. We still have 3 kids in our house, but it's just weird having one of your kids grow up and then move out on their own and start doing their own thing. I don't feel like I'm old enough for that to happen, but I am, I guess. So it's weird. All right, I'm gonna stop yapping and wasting your time, and I'm gonna get something done around here. Probably that water first, and then I'll get back the trailer up, put the ramp right on top of that step, cart the wood stove inside, and just set it in there. We're gonna build a hearth. Hopefully we're gonna come up with something that looks pretty decent. It's gonna sit in that corner right over there, kind of where the fridge is and all my food storage. I gotta move all that stuff out of there, and that's where the stove is gonna go, and the pipe is gonna go on the inside. It's gonna come out of the stove and go out the back wall and then up. So yeah, lots of stuff to do around here. Anyways, I'm gonna let you go. We'll get back with you later. See you then. Good morning. It is Tuesday, January 12th, 2021. It's just after 9 a.m. Temperature is currently 31 degrees. It was 18 degrees when I got up this morning at 5 a.m. A little breezy, as usual. Let's see, yesterday I got some stuff done. I emptied the water into the tanks. I had a little more water in this one than I thought, so I filled that one. I put the rest in that one over there. And that one's probably about 3/4 full now. Put the empty tank over there, got it out of my trailer. I'm going to take the trailer back home and bring up some supplies when I come back up here. Didn't see much wildlife out here other than the big cat I saw yesterday. Saw a squirrel out here just about 20 minutes ago. Came out from this tree over here, went over to that tree, ate a couple of things, and then ran back this way. That's about it. Been pretty quiet. Had my neighbor come over yesterday evening, just for a little bit, about an hour. Sat inside the little tiny cabin here and had some drinks and talked. I loaded the wood stove in here yesterday. Just backed the trailer up right here. Dropped the ramp down onto the top step there, and it was really easy getting it up in there. Had to move some things out of the way in order to do that. It's pretty dark in here, so you probably can't see much. That doesn't help. Oh, move this out of the way. So I used to have the refrigerator here and a bunch of food storage right here. So I moved the fridge temporarily over here and the food storage in the corner. But there's a little stove. I don't know how well you can see it. The lighting's pretty crap in here. But it probably looks bigger on camera than it actually is. It's not very big. But it's just the right size for this little cat. In fact, it's oversized. I think this is up to 1,200 square feet, something like that. And this is nowhere near that. This is, I don't know what this is, 200 square feet. And then when we add the addition on there later, you know, maybe about 400 square feet. But way overkill for this small building. It's a nice little stove. It's got a glass door on it, or a glass window in the door. Pretty solid built. It's got a nice gasket on it. It's got all the stuff inside that I still have to put together. And there is brick in here. Just can't see it, but it's in there. So the firebox isn't real deep. Probably 12 inches deep and I don't know, 16 inches wide, something like that. It has a blower on the back. And it's got some adjusting feet, little adjusted knobs on the bottom there, on the legs. Yeah. Pretty good little stove, I think. It looks pretty nice. This is the Defender 2. Yeah, so I got it at Tractor Supply, and it's by U.S. Stove Company. My neighbor that was over here last night, he has the same stove, only it's the big brother to this one. It's a bit bigger, but they're pretty much identical. He set his up in his little shop, and he had that thing roaring the other night, like absolutely roaring, and you couldn't feel any heat on the back, probably 3 inches off of it. So he had his sitting about, I don't know, 6 or 8 inches off the rear wall in his shop, which he has lined with corrugated metal roofing just behind the stove. And that metal roofing was absolutely cold to the touch, like almost not freezing, but very cold. So none of the heat from this stove was radiating back behind it, which I thought was really interesting. One thing I'll point out to you guys real quick, I don't know if you can see it on the camera with a horrible lighting here, but this back, I don't know what you call it, a baffle. I think it's designed to help keep the heat from radiating backward. I'm not sure, but mine came damaged. I don't know if you can see it. It's bent. It's not supposed to have this wrinkle in it right here. It's supposed to go straight out, and it's bent in right here. Same thing here. You can see it. This thing got dropped at some point before it was packaged because they come in a wooden crate, basically a skeleton around it, and it's which is attached to a wooden pallet. And this thing's nicely attached to the wooden pallet, by the way. Well packaged, but this thing had to have been damaged before it got into that wooden crate. Otherwise, the wooden crate would have been all busted up because it's actually protected back there with the wooden crate. So, just something to look out for if you guys get one. They can come damaged. I elected not to go through the whole like return or whatever process because this thing is simply held on by, as far as I can tell, 2 screws on each side. I can take this thing off and I can bend it back into shape, no problem. So, but just something to look out for. And it's got an air intake at the bottom back there, which I will route outside for fresh air. And then the wife got me one of these little stove fans. This one's by Tack Life. They just run off the heat from the stove. They have a little electric motor in there. I'm not sure how that process works. But I've seen lots of reviews on them. They're really cool. She got me that for my birthday last week. So I've been wanting to get one of those. And now I've got one. All right, let's get out of here. Watch out there, dog. And then I also put these little, what do you call them? Treads. Yeah, adhesive back tread pads on here. Home Depot. I think they're like the 3M brand or whatever. I just had waited yesterday for these steps to heat up a little bit in the sun, and then I set these out in the sun for, I don't know, 10 minutes, and they got pretty warm. So the glue is nice and sticky, and then you just peel them off, stick them on, and they stick real well. So keep from slipping on these when they get wet. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Yeah, that's the pallet that it comes on, and it's well supported when it's sitting on there. And this actually sits underneath the belly of it, just on the outside edges of the stove, and then obviously the legs stand in there, and then the frame, the skeleton, goes around this whole thing, around the stove. So, yeah, it's just a beautiful morning. The birds are out eating away. She went and chased after a couple of rabbits yesterday. Obviously couldn't catch them because she's too slow and fat. But can't blame her for trying. This morning we're going to leave here in a little bit. I'm going to take her out for a walk. She needs to get that big body moving, because she's going to be held up in the truck for probably about 6 hours when we leave. So we'll take her out on a walk out there on the back 40, instead of taking her down the driveway. And get back, we'll pack up, clean up, put everything away, and get out of here. So yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this one. I'll be back up here, I don't know, probably not the rest of this month, probably next month. Hopefully we get some rain up here. It's just ridiculous. Anyways, you guys take care, be safe. Yeah, just be good. Have a good one. And Sadie, don't jump on me crazy. Say goodbye. All right, you guys take care. We'll see you in the next video.